Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tanya, and on this channel we talk about self-improvement, talk about relationships, friendships, and all that kind of stuff bundled in one. But today we're doing a different little thing. I asked people on my social media to ask me questions on this app called Not Gonna Lie. So I've selected like 10 of them and I'm gonna be answering them right now. So because I film with my phone, like I don't have like a phone to like look at them, so I had to like write them down on a notepad because I am that broke bitch. Yeah, swearing never comes off naturally for me. Anyway, so question number one, are you ever gonna get a tattoo? The answer is no. Actually, what's fun about this is that when I was in primary school or a little bit of high school, I used to love drawing on people, and I would always make the most realistic tattoos. I would use the black Koki marker and the green one, like the dark green, and it would always just look perfect. But like now that I've grown up, like I have no desire for it, so it's like, nah. And also it's against like my religion. So dogs or cats, that's a tough one. I currently have a cat. I'm sure you've seen it like in my videos. It's probably outside, I don't know. But just taking care of this is the first time I've ever lived with a pet, and there's so much work that goes into that. So, and a cat, I hear a cat is not that much like maintenance. So I'm imagining like a dog, that's like more like you need to walk it, you need to and I don't know how to train animals. So it's like right now I prefer a cat. Because are you busy this weekend? I think I've gotten that question about twice. I don't know. Saturday, I'm definitely not available. I'm at church. Well, I have my own little church in my house. Sunday, I'm usually with my husband because he also works. So we only have like Sunday with each other. So it depends. Like if it's well off in advance, then like I can make time. But like if it's like this week, like I need like time to mentally prepare. Have you ever given a hickey? Like who asked this? Oh my gosh. Like yeah, when I was in my teens, yeah. God. Just realizing that family and friends watch this channel. So there is that. Thanks. Your worst personality characteristic. I wonder, ooh, this one is a deep one. I would say my worst one is when I don't say anything when I'm angry. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm mad, I think I just overthink things and then it gets me mad where something actually hasn't been done. For example, that did not make sense. We're talking, right? And then you say something a little bit off. Because I know in my head that I probably overthinked it and that's probably not what you meant, but it still bothers me. I'm not gonna say it. My mood is just gonna change. I'm just gonna be like more quiet, like just. And then I'm probably gonna overthink and be like, she's probably like, why, you know, like overthink things. And then you'll be wondering like, what did you do wrong? What did you do wrong? And you probably like stress like, oh my gosh, what did I say? And I'll be like, nah, it's nothing, like, it's nothing. That is my toxic trait. Like, I need to stop doing that. But I'm getting better though. I remind myself like, if I have like an argument, like a normal conversation, like something, a little bit, like a thing happens, I'm training myself to say it or just to not think about it because I'm gonna overthink and it's gonna turn into a whole thing where it was literally a small thing. So I think that's my worst like personality characteristic thing that I definitely need to work on. And then someone wrote in French, le pire film que tu as regardé. That means your worst film. Yeah, that means like what's the worst film that you've ever watched? That I wrote it down. Falling for Christmas. It is featuring Lindsay Lohan and it's on Netflix. It is like the worst rom-com ever. Like there is so much cliches in that movie. I'm gonna spoil it for you because that's how much I hate it. First, it's so typical. It makes my blood boil. Okay, here's the setting. There's a rich girl who has never worked a day in her life. Her father wants to give her the company and she's like, no, I want to do more things in life, you know, blah blah blah. And the father like accepts, like, I love you. And then, you know, she has a boyfriend who doesn't really love her. He just wants her for the money and, you know, for fame and stuff like that, because the boyfriend is like a social media person. Like I don't know why every time there's like people that do social media on Netflix, they always like exaggerate them, like they're all about just taking, like, you don't see me doing that. Okay, sometimes I do, but that's not the point. So the girl, the rich girl, Lindsay Lohan, she then bumps. You know, they always bump into each other. She bumps into this guy who doesn't have money, you know, his business is failing. And then later on, she has an accident where, you know, she can't remember. They always have amnesia. Like, okay, she can't remember anything, and then they meet up, and then the guy rescues her, the poor guy, and then they now live with her because they can't figure out like who she belongs to. Like, she is the daughter of one of the most wealthiest people, and they don't know who she is, so she's like staying with this guy, this poor guy, and his family, who has a daughter and doesn't have a wife. Anyway, so obviously they're gonna fall in love, and then later on she's gonna remember her memory and be like, oh my gosh, you're not rich, and also like, anyway, next. To a mignon. Someone said I'm cute. Thank you. It comes and goes. Put a lot of effort in this makeup for this video, so thank you. Did you and your husband go through the Lobola process? Yes, guys, I am still African. Like, yeah, we had to go through that. That was last year in August. Yeah, he had to come all the way to Africa. He had to do everything that we do, but we didn't do it like very traditionally, like the cows, and like it was just like money. But otherwise, yes, we did do the Lobola, the negotiations, all that kind of stuff, but it wasn't as traditional as it normally would be, but we did do it. Do you see yourself raising your children in Africa? That's a good question, because when I came here, my focus was so like, I need to work, I need to build a house back home, blah, blah, blah. And then I was having the conversation with my family, because my family migrated from Zimbabwe to South Africa. And you'd always see like Zimbabweans, it's all about working and building back home, because both couples live in Zimbabwe, so obviously you're building to go back home. That's literally the thing. But then I realized, like, wait a damn minute, I am married to a French man. This is now like my home, so there's like no working towards living in South Africa, if you get what I'm saying. Like I was in Zimbabwe for 3 months, and that's when I was like, yeah, it's tough. It's so tough. Like, wow, it's so tough there. Like, I don't know what connections you need, but I feel like I've lived so much outside of my country that I have no connection, like, not like connection like emotionally, but like with jobs, I don't know how things work. I don't know how the society works. You know what I'm saying? I've also lived in South Africa, where it's like you can't do anything if you're not a citizen. Like, there's hardly, especially now with Zimbabweans, permits and residence, it's all a mess. Like the documentation side of it, which I think would be just so difficult. So, of which is not as difficult here. Like, I'm a foreigner, I'm married to a French man, of which it's not really going to be a huge factor, like, for me to get a job than it would be if I was like in South Africa. And yeah, if you get what I'm saying. And also the economy in Zimbabwe, like obviously my children would definitely know how to speak Shona. They will know how to eat sadza. They will know all that. The culture, like, I'm very, like, when it comes to certain parts of my culture, like, I'm definitely strong on. So I'll definitely influence them into knowing their culture, knowing Zimbabwe, like knowing everything, going there, seeing them being around like black people, because I really have thought about this. Like, I am with his family, of which they're all white, and of which I'm just the only black person. Unless I find other black people later on in life, I want my kids to be used to, surrounded by other black people. So I think going back and forth in Africa, definitely gonna be one of my number one thing. And then last question is Mtutavi, like, do you like your life? Yes, I like my life. Obviously people have ups and downs, but overall I like where I am. I have no pressure at all, and I'm just living life. Like, I'm just living life. Like, you have bad days, you have good days, and that's just how it is. But overall, I'm grateful. I am content with where I am. Obviously, I have goals in the future. Hopefully, they'll come through. I know they will. So yeah, I think that was pretty much all the questions that I got. Oh, and I deleted Instagram. I deactivated my account. Like, it's done. You're never gonna see me on Instagram. I would hate to say that, and then like 5 years from now I'll be like, hi guys, follow me on Instagram. So I also got a question. One of my subscribers was like, how do we connect to you? And my Facebook page. So I do have a Facebook page. I feel like Facebook is less toxic for me. Like, not like toxic, but like my mental health is at ease with Facebook. But anyway, that's that. So see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye.